We're still waiting for 6 Star Trek Voyager comebacks, despite multiple characters returning for Star Trek Picard and Star Trek Prodigy. There are still several Star Trek Voyager stars who haven't made a comeback. On Netflix, Star Trek Prodigy Season 2 has reunited Admiral Catherine Janeway, Kate Mulgrew, Captain Chakotay, Robert Beltran, and the Doctor, Robert Picardo, for further adventures on the USS Voyager. 7 of 9, Jerry Ryan, was a series regular on all 3 seasons of Star Trek Picard, and she reunited with Captain Tuvok, Tim Russ, in Season 3. Meanwhile, LT Tom Paris, Robert Duncan McNeil, paid a visit to the USS Cerritos in Star Trek Lower Decks Season 2. While the Star Trek Voyager cast have been well represented in the franchise's 21st century streaming era, some characters are conspicuous by their absence. Judging by various behind-the-scenes accounts by showrunners like Terry Matalas and the Hageman brothers, there are a lot of conversations about which Star Trek shows can use which characters. Kevin and Dan Hageman discussed how negotiations with the Picard team led to them bringing back Will Wheaton as Wesley Crusher in Star Trek Prodigy Season 2. It's possible that these discussions and finding the right storyline are why some Voyager characters are yet to make a comeback. LT B'Elanna Torres, Roxanne Dawson. LT B'Elanna Torres, Roxanne Dawson is yet to return to Star Trek, despite the character still being an active Starfleet engineer. There's therefore plenty of scope for Torres to return, either in Star Trek Lower Decks or, more likely, Star Trek Prodigy. The design and construction of Admiral Janeway's starship in Prodigy Season 1, the USS Dauntless, was led by B'Elanna Torres, as confirmed in the first of a series of weekly logs released on Instagram and included below. The only thing standing in the way of B'Elanna Torres' comeback is the willingness of actress Roxanne Dawson. In a 2023 interview with Slashfilm, Dawson, who now works as a director, cast doubt on the idea of B'Elanna ever returning to Star Trek. Roxanne Dawson was specifically being interviewed about her work as a director on Apple Plus Foundation, so her desire to move on could be referring to her turning down directing gigs on modern Star Trek. Read Roxanne Dawson's thoughts on returning to Star Trek below. The current versions of Star Trek I think are wonderful. I've seen Discovery, I've seen Picard. I think there's such wonderful and modern work being done there right now that we really can't categorize it in the way that we might have in the 90s. But no, I haven't really wanted to go back. I feel like I've been there and I've done that, and I love moving on to other things. So that's where I am at with it.